you talked briefly, you mentioned the fact that you're a mother. And I've asked this question to a few of the other interview objects as well. Has becoming a mother in any way changed your view on theatre or on theatre for young audiences?
I've certainly have more experience with children now from my own life. So an experience is something that we always use in theatre, life experience. So having children gives you life experience that is valuable when you deal with plays for grown-ups and for children.
Now that you're talking about life experience, so that brings me on to another question I wanted to ask, which is, as a young writer, say a young emerging playwright, do you think it's advisable to to actually start writing for younger audiences, or for teenagers, because you're just closer to them in age, or rather than trying to tackle very adult subjects?
I guess I've never considered myself a writer, but because I'm a director. But I can, in those little things that I've been writing, I have found it easier to make interesting text when it's something that comes from me, something that is sort of something that I've had in my life in some sense. So if you are a young writer and you want to write for theatre, or you want to write a novel, then I guess it comes from a need for writing about something, and that something might be you. You know, it might be. So yeah, it's good to. I guess it's a good way to start. Start with something which is close to you. But if you really don't want to be a young person anymore, if you really want to be a grown-up, if you really want to be like smoking a pipe, being 50, being really wise, like many people want to be when they're 20,
Yeah.
maybe you just have to try to find the theme, something that really interests you, and investigate, because this is the thing. You can find out, you can talk to people. Okay, you want to be 50 with a pipe, then talk to 3 people with a pipe who are 50 and find about what they're interested in, and kind of how you can dream yourself into that, or how you can talk to them, and how you can maybe create a setting where one of your characters are really like that, and maybe there's one like you as well.
Finally, we're approaching the end of the interview,
Yeah.
but I wanted to ask one final question, and that is, if you are, since we're now talking about advices to writers, if you were going to mentor a young or an emerging playwright, I mean, a playwright can, somebody can be 50 and decide I want to be a playwright, or somebody can have written for adult audiences their whole life and suddenly say, actually, now I'm going to write for children now, I'm going to work for a young age group. What would be your main advice to this person?
Meet a child, play with them, and try to participate in their way of living, in their way of thinking, in their way of playing, how they are, because that's how the play should be.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.